a question about Kabir.
Question. Yes,
As I
please.
know, he was also a kind of Sufi, not only Hindu. Also Muslim mysticism. He had some life.
See, the
How
heart
is
of
possible
Sufism,
it could
the
be?
heart of Sufism
Yes.
and the heart of Vedant, the heart of Hasidism,
Yes.
the heart of Christian mysticism, they are all one heart.
Mhm.
So it would anyway be unwise to call anybody, any realized one, as belonging to any sect.
Mhm.
You see, Kabir can't be called a Hindu or a Muslim.
Mhm.
Some people substitute it with calling him both a Hindu and a Muslim.
Mhm.
I call him neither a Hindu or a Muslim. Krishna cannot be called a Hindu. Jesus was even
Not
By
not
fact-
Judaism.
by fact not a Christian,
Yes.
and he can't even be called a Jew.
Yes, yes.
You see, where does a Jesus lie? He revolts against Judaism, so for sure he's not a Jew. And he's not a Christian either because Christianity was not there.
Yeah.
So Jesus actually is some kind of an apostate, having no religion. I love atheism in that sense. Because you do not belong to anybody, any sect, any cult. J. Krishnamurti, no authority. But when nobody is an authority, then God is an authority. That is why he keeps saying, let nobody be an authority, so that God may be the authority, so that truth may be the authority. So Kabir, I don't know why he needs to be called a disciple of some guru, or why he needs to be placed in a particular century or in a particular city. Kabir is truth. You see in our learning camp, it's here. Today we are doing Kabir. Tomorrow we will do an Upanishad. Then we have some. What have you brought? Where is Siddharth? Hasidic poems or stories? What? Stories.
These are very great.
So there are some
Oh,
Hasidic.
I love that.
Huh?
I love very much.
Yes. In fact, I don't have much of exposure to them, so I would enjoy reading those stories. Then what else do we have? We have Rumi. Then we have Lao Tzu.
Hafiz.
And do we feel a difference when we move from one to the other?
No.
Have you ever? That's the nature of our camps. We move from Lao Tzu to Hafiz, and then back to an Upanishad, and then to Gita, and then Nanak, then Mira, and things keep happening. But do you feel as if something is changing?
Yeah.
There is no change at all. There is actually no change at all. So, for us, this is a way of life. Everybody is there. And we don't even think that they are different bodies, in the sense, different bodies. It's very obvious that they are all one. In fact, we do a wonderful exercise when we return from the camp. We say, you met these 10 people. Now, for 1 month, daily, take any 3 of them. Take up a verse or a quote or a shlok attributable to them and show us how these 3 are one. In simple way, one small paragraph. And everybody does that, and that happens so effortlessly. Oh, of course, it requires effort to type, but it does not require a mental effort to figure out. The figuring out is very easy. Or is it not? I don't know. You are in a better position to say.
It is very.
On half of the days they don't type, but that is because they don't want to do the effort involved in typing. Otherwise, it is quite easy, very, very easy. In fact, it is so miraculous. You take something from Kabir and you take something from Rumi, and Kabir and Rumi are 3 centuries apart. They never met each other. Kabir may not even have heard of Rumi. And yet some of their verses are even verbatim identical. Verbatim. Some of what Krishna says and what Christ says,
Also, yes.
you feel like saying that, one of them is copying. It is so
Very, very
so similar. Not even similar, same.
same.
It is just so same.